Okay, I am well aware that not all narcissists cheat. It's a very small percentage that doesn't cheat. Unfortunately, I dated the prolific cheater, the above and beyond gold medalist kind of cheater. He would meet women anywhere, at work, on dating sites, so many dating sites. Craigslist, when Craigslist was a thing. Wasn't Ted Bundy a Craiglister? But anyhow, on the other one, pieces of fish or whatever the fish place was, he met them there. Anyhow, we started dating December of 2012, and that relationship just ended because I ended it finally on July 19th, 2023. 51 days today, no contact. Woo, woo, woo. So the first time I was confronted by a woman, it was 7 months after we'd started dating. And when we started dating, like, it took off fast. Like, he's a biker. And immediately I got a vest. Like 2 months into the relationship, I got a vest and I got all the badass little patches and stuff. And so I was so excited that he was really into me. So she just happened to be where he was living at the time, and I showed up because we were going to have dinner and go to a movie, and she just happens to be there, and she introduces herself, not in a very nice way, in a very pissed off way. I don't blame her because she thought that she was his main supply. So that's how narcissists work. You have a main supply, and then you have everything else. It's like a pyramid. Like, someone's at the top, and then everybody else, like, tears down from there. So at the time, because of the services that she was providing for him, and I'm not talking about sex, I'm talking about he was getting other things from her. Like, she was helping him financially, like, get his finances together, keep his books, or whatever you want to call it. Anyhow, there were things that she was doing for him that he's too lazy to do for himself, or was too lazy to do for himself then. And so he was, like, giving her stuff, taking her on trips and all that stuff, but he had no intentions ever of making her the main supply. Bless her heart, because she'd been having an affair with him for 2 years. Meanwhile, he's also having other affairs while he's having an affair with her while he was married. So after she confronts me, or confronts us, because I had no idea what the was going on, after that, he started the whole, what I now know is called love bombing. Like, he started love bombing. I'm not into her. Like, this is what's going on. And, I want you, blah, 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 blah. Well, guess who fell for it? So he actually never stopped seeing her. Like, he's pretended and kept me very, very close. We were together all the time. We did everything together. So eventually I just started noticing, like, he is always, like, sneaking around with his phone. He stays in the bathroom too long with it. He has to step out to use it. And it just was so obvious that he was up to no good. So the first time I took action, yes, the first time, I had a friend help me. Went through his phone and took pictures of all the women that were on his phone that he was communicating with during that time. Oh my God. This was like, remember the White Pages phone book? Anyhow, I left him, took refuge with a friend, and stayed there with her for a little bit. Eventually, of course, the love bombing, the love bombing, the love bombing. I promise, I promise, I promise, I love you, I love you, I love you. Fell for it again. We end up moving in together, bought a house, and we moved in together, but it was bad from the start. Like, even before we moved in, it was pretty clear that there was still other things going on, and we moved in together. And when you're living with a narcissist, it's a lot easier to keep an eye on them. And so you see that these really bad habits, like, they just are more prevalent because you're with them all the time. Anyhow, fast forward, since we're bikers, or I was a biker, we're at a motorcycle rally, and I post a picture of us, and a woman writes on the picture that I can keep the piece of shit that she's been sleeping with. He denies it, of course, and then eventually, like, he does admit it, but of course it didn't come without, like, admitting it, and because of whatever I do. Like, I did something wrong. I don't even remember what I did wrong. Like, I did so many things wrong. I don't remember quite everything that I've done wrong. But I mean, basically everything I did wrong just boiled down to that I was just a very irresponsible person. Found myself fixing and fixing and fixing and fixing, constantly working on fixing myself, because if this is what's wrong with me, if I fix it, then we're going to be okay, and he'll stop cheating on me. Well, eventually, there's another woman that came into the picture, and that was the one that finally I was like, I'm moving out. I can't do with this. Like, there had been domestic violence and then all the cheating, and I was just like, I can't handle this anymore. I was going freaking nuts. So I leave. I'm gone 3 months, and I'm pretty sure that we're done. Nope. Reaches out to me again and apologizes and all this business, how bad he felt for how he treated me. So my self-esteem is already in the trash. So guess what I did? Took him back. But at this point, I'm living like nearly 4 hours away. And so now it's a long distance relationship, but it's still really obvious that he's up to no good. You know, you don't even have to be living with him anymore to know at this point that if he doesn't answer his phone, if he starts making excuses, he's with somebody. So it was very rocky, and eventually he admits that the only reason he reached out to me was because he wanted to steal money from me. Because when I left, I had cleaned out our bank account, and the reason I cleaned it out was because he was using all of our money to fund his affairs. I think it was pretty fair. Anyhow, so between that woman and the next one, there were a couple of others, but, you know, uneventful. So anyhow, the next one that reaches out to me, they always find me on social media. And so she reaches out to me and tells me that she's been having a relationship with him and she just found out that he's cheating on her. So this woman, the necklace she was wearing was the exact same necklace that he gave me for Christmas. He gave us the exact same necklace for Christmas. Unbelievable. Prior to her reaching out to me, in February, he had gone to a church retreat because he wanted to get his life together, because he said that I taught him a great lesson and that he was ready to get his life together. So even during that time, I knew there was something going on. Even from 4 hours away, I knew something wasn't right. Well, sure, there wasn't something right because he had me, he had that one, and the one that started everything, the one that he'd been having an affair with while he was married. But yes, I still stayed. It doesn't seem like it, but back then, my self-esteem was nothing. He had me feeling like I was nothing because every time he cheated, there was something wrong with me. And these women, when they would reach out to me, they would tell me like all these awful things that he would say about me to them. And it just really made me feel bad. Like, number one, that he would talk about me so poorly, but number two, that I was this awful of a person. Like, I really took it in. Like, it's toxic. It's like poison. It just eats you.